I recently saw a video from Rick Beato, a recording engineer on YouTube, and he says that agencies won't consider you unless you already have a following over 100,000. Yes, I think you're correct, man, because this has always been a numbers business. It has never been about quality, being frank, because this is the music business for a reason. What are those agencies for? Profit, right? Mm-hmm. So they won't invest on the good, talented, amazing act. That means risk. When they can go for the hack that is doing the formulaic, trendy, and already expiring shit that already has a following that they don't have to invest in.
Yeah.
They are just there to reap the rewards.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that the numbers game has always been a thing, as you put it, but before
the culture, man.
Yeah, the thing is that before it was your traction power. Let's say how many people could you put inside of a showroom, inside of a venue, and nowadays is how many followers you have on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same, but the people changed.
Yes,
and at that point in time, the numbers were manifested through quality. Even though you mentioned that it's not necessarily a qualities game, it was never a qualities game. But before, quality played a role. Because the act that offered quality managed to put people in venues.
But I think it's because of how the discovery of new music happened in that particular period. Because I'm going to go back to Pink Floyd, okay? The late 60s, early 70s. Back then, it was all about word of mouth. They didn't have access, because even radio time was overly expensive, man. So the way for a band to get notoriety was through live performances. How can you stand out? By being the best. Yeah. So quality was always king, because if you wanted to get some form of notoriety, you gotta be at least above average. And of course, being above average brought more seats into the venues. That was the 100,000 numbers you needed.
Yeah.
For the era. Let me check this comment. If you have some kind of following, you need those people, and that's actually where we're getting to, the positive journey, because today we're already starting to see that just think of YouTubers, and that's always the business model that I always try to promote for any form of musician in today's environment. Those guys had no backing. Those guys had no any form of support. There was not even an industry when they got their position into their positions, and you got plenty of examples from super stupid stuff like streaming video games to covering the news. Just think of Tim Pool, one of the biggest names in this whole thing. The guy created a huge company out of him reading the news online.
Yep.
But why? Because he's the one who is a little controlling and pulling the strings of his company. I'm not gonna get down to those details, but whatever. I'm just using him as an example. Hey, Mike, how is it going? No worries. You got late, but you still have some 5 minutes.
Some 5 minutes.
But yeah, that's a future. That's a future. But what Rick Beato said regarding the 100,000 followers is not incorrect. That's if you want to be part of the establishment. And what I've been trying to convince the world, it's not convince the world, I'm just like, it's coming. It's just, I'm trying to be the canary in the coal mine. The whole thing with the parallel economy is already happening. I'm not freaking crazy. The thing is that it hasn't reached the music industry yet. But it's already taken over the TV industry. Just look at the freaking news.
Yeah.
Who watches CNN, for God's sake? For real. Well, only a particular group of people. But compared to the internet, even and you don't have to go to the more obscure shit. Even this guy, what's the name of this guy? It's RedTube. He's one of those guys who reads the news. Damn it, I forgot his name. Wherever. He has like 3 million subs, man.
Okay.
And he's a huge household name. The black guy who covers technology. Marquet wherever. Yeah. That guy is like 6 million subs, man.
Yeah.
They replaced Discovery Channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because it hasn't happened as strongly as it has happened to other industries, Doesn't mean that it won't happen to the music industry. It's already taking place, man.
It has begun already.
Have you ever heard of Lindsey Buckingham?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
No, but Lindsey, the shitty Lindsey Sterling.
Ah, okay. Okay, yeah.
No, Lindsey Buckingham is freaking
Fleetwood Mac, fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, Lindsey Sterling. Without being, I'm being nice. No, Lindsey Sterling. She is a violin player who was there in the early 2000s and 10s on the YouTubes. She's one of the first musicians on YouTube. The girl has been touring the world ever since probably 2014 or 15. So she has spent the last 10 freaking years touring.
Mm-hmm.
How? First, what kind of music was she playing? She was playing covers of video games on violin. As cringy as that sounds. The thing is that she clearly went to ballet classes, and she actually had some shops on doing particular splits while playing. And one of the things that ballet does to women is granting good motion. Form. So, but that's correct. She's playing her strongest cards. But the thing is that I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. She's doing exactly what everybody should be doing, and she was one of the four bearers of this idea.
Yeah,
Visionary, and she actually capitalized. She was one of the first ones. No competition, bam.
Yeah.
And if you wanna cringe harder, if you look for any form of any video game you ever played in your life, or even if you've never played them, casually, any name that comes to you, just type down metal. You're gonna find on YouTube. You're gonna find billions upon billions and billions and billions and billions of freaking videos of people playing that song or that video game music, metal version.
Yes.
Because of her. Let me read these comments. Hermetics, he's saying, I don't know. I think it's harder than before because nowadays we know what's good and what isn't. So we keep trying to be perfect, but nothing's actually perfect. Actually, we haven't touched upon that because he's making a good point.
Yes.
And to finish it off, now we have so many options, we get confused so fast. Yes, we already covered the confusion, but we haven't discussed the perfection aspect.
Okay.
Big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because also technology is so freaking advanced now that it grants you the chance, not even the chance, the option.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's possible now. It's 100%
Mm-hmm.
possible to fix any form of proficiency. Any lack of finesse in the performance. To some, it's a godsend. To some others, it's killing the liveliness and the musicality, or simply put, is getting rid of the humanity from music.
Yeah.
We had this discussion. We're working on new music finally for a freaking change. Not yet to be announced, but we went during the production, the pre-production cycles to this. We were discussing how we have to, a certain degree, fix the tempo and the perfection of the drum track to the tempo to a certain point. Not because he sucks at drums. He doesn't. But allegedly. But because the industry has been pushing everything so close to perfection for the last 15 years due to the capabilities of the tools that we have access to, that we are now, the public, the audience themselves are now expecting, and they are used to that sound to be the norm.
Yeah, because it has become the standard.
It's the standard now. Yeah. So that's also why certain older records, for example, Heaven and Hell, Carmine Appice, fantastic drummers.
Yeah.
But he's super loose.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
It's far from perfect.
It's excellent, but it's not perfect.
But that's why we love him, because he's not a freaking computer.
Yeah.
If you listen to that record, it's to the beat, proper. But if you compare it to today's standards, it's a little bit loose. It's a little bit swingy. And we're missing that out.